Come here then. So this video is about some of the implications that your shoulder can actually have on any wrist and elbow issues that you might be having. It's actually inspired by one of my previous neighbours, Paul, who's having some elbow and wrist issues at the moment. So something that gets overlooked quite a bit is the complications that can arise from this area that flow downstream into both your elbows and your wrists. It's not to say that it's going to fix any elbow problems that you might have, but it's a great starting point. I had some elbow issues myself for a really long time from just training and living and so forth, and also excessive guitar playing constantly in that fixed angle. And every time I just kept trying to address the actual joint itself, but the problem was actually coming from my shoulder position. So you can see I've got the band set up over here where the tree is. There's no specific band that you need to use. I've also got a lighter and a heavier one here. What's going to be important is the position that you hold and the control that you have when we get back to this awkward position where we're actually going to open up the shoulder joint. Most of us, well, I don't want to say everybody, but pretty much everybody tends to be internally rotated through the shoulders. We spend so much time either driving or on our phones. All the things that we do, nothing seems to open us up. Everything seems to close us in, and that can give us a lot of problems as we work our way down the arm. So the whole purpose of this exercise is to keep your shoulder down and back, and we're going to work through variations of right angles just to try and open this area up. So you'll see when I get over there and start using the band, I might be at this position and I'm going to pull that banded tension forward. Now I'm going to keep the brakes on the way back, and as I get back, all I want to try and do, if that's where I was previously, I want to try and deep breathe my way into getting a little more open through the joint. Now there's no magic angle that you have to use. We're going to mix it up, but basically, for lack of a better term, you're going to look for your shit parts. So wherever your greatest point of restriction is, doesn't matter whether we're down here, up here, you want to look for the parts of your shoulder that aren't moving properly, and hopefully that's going to give you some freedom throughout the arm. So from here, I'm going to wrap that band around my hand through the little pistol grip there. Now I'm going to start off, it's a bit awkward here, I've got rocks and cactus and all sorts of shit in the way, but we're going to lock our shoulder down and back. Now that's a good starting point. Now my hand doesn't want to go back any further than that, so I'm going to pull, pause. Now this is if you've got any sort of restriction here, the last thing you want to do is have your hand fly back quickly. So I've got to keep the brakes on, keep the brakes on, keep the brakes on. Now I'm starting to get to a point that's about as far as it wants to go. A couple of deep breaths. The exhale is crucial for all the yogis out there. They're well onto that. So big breath in, big breath out. And I feel that opening up a little bit more already. Okay, so shoulder down and back. Every part of your brain is going to want to protect your shoulder by bringing it into that internally rotated position that we spend so much time in. If you do that, this is a complete waste of time. So you want to keep the shoulder down, back, hold that position, pull forward. You keep the brakes on, keep the brakes on, keep the brakes on, keep the brakes on. Get back to here, big deep breaths. If you skip that point, we're not going to unlock any restriction. We need to spend some time back there, even though it might be a little uncomfortable. Now, that's not the magic angle. That's an angle that I've had a lot of benefit with. We can get down, pulling this way, keep the shoulder down and back, keep the brakes on. When I get here, I'm going to deep breathe. Basically, what we want to do, we want to take whatever restriction is preventing us from getting further back in these positions, and we want to add to it. We want to decrease it. So spend some time at the extent of your range. Deep breathe, don't hurt yourself, keep the brakes on, and then see how you feel after that.